Și în mod excepțional avem primul live, o să puteți vedea și pe pagina de Facebook a Radio.Guerilla, pe YouTube-ul radioului și pe contul de Twitch _avampost_RG, ok? O să puteți vedea imaginile cu prima artistă de la ei din țară, care o să fie de găsit pe main stage-ul Summerwell-ului astăzi. E vorba de... Wait a minute. Baby Queen! Use your phones, please.
Your headphones.
My headphones.
Please.
Wait, hang on. Let me just put them on.
Okay.
All right, they're on. Hi. What's going on?
So, Baby Queen!
Thank you. That was an amazing introduction.
Yeah, actually, Arabella Bella Ladam.
Yes.
Welcome to Romania.
Thank you so much. It's my first time here. I'm very excited.
Did you know anything about this part of the world?
Absolutely nothing. Other than it's very pretty. We were driving around last night. I was like, it's so beautiful here. Lots of plants.
You were born on the other side of the world compared to us. Durban,
Yes.
South Africa.
Durban, South Africa. Yes.
Tell us about your childhood. There.
Well, it is another very beautiful place in the world, and yeah, I mean it's so incredible. It's so beautiful. I just went back to see my dad, who still lives out there. But yeah, there's just you can't do music out there. So,
But what were your favorite games, for example?
my favorite games.
Analog one, not digital.
Yeah, like real life games.
Yeah.
Like actual games. What did we play? Oh God, like just normal, like just like
Give us some examples.
like Red Rover. Do you know that game?
No.
Okay. Or like yeah, just normal games. You know, I mean, I played Pokemon most of the time on my Game Boy. So I wasn't,
Back to digital!
I know, but like I wasn't playing analog games.
Yeah. When did you discover music?
I discovered music when I was about 10 years old. I had like this piano in my house, like this old grand piano. It wasn't really a grand piano, it was like a very horrible piano. And I just like play it and make songs up and then I just fell in love, really.
Okay.
Did London help you with your musical career?
Yeah, I think I was when I first started releasing music as Baby Queen, I was super like inspired by just the city. That it's such an inspiring city to live in, and there's so much, you just feel like anything is possible there. But yeah, London did help, of course. It's like there's so many opportunities in London that you just wouldn't get in South Africa.
So you get inspired by the place that you go to?
Yes.
Maybe you'll write something about, I don't know, Summerwell or this
Romania.
place.
Yeah,
Bucharest.
I'm like, maybe I should come here and do my next album
Really?
here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like in this forest. I feel quite inspired looking at this forest. Just for the viewers, there's like a forest out here. The festival's in a forest.
Now, back to South Africa. Can you share some examples of South African artists, musicians that you used to listen to?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many artists and bands out there. There's an artist called Jeremy Loops, who's amazing, and he loops hence the loops. He loops everything on stage. He's so good. There's a lot of like Zulu music, Afrikaans music. There's so many
Tribal
different
music.
cultures. Yeah, I mean, all sorts really. But yeah, it's very musically rich, but it's not really musically rich in like a pop sensibility of like, do you know what I mean? Pop music. The closest we get is like indie boy bands, you know, out there.
Only boy bands?
Yeah, literally only boy bands, like indie men. Yeah.
What is the most underrating object or tradition about that country, South Africa?
It's called a braai. I mean, it's not even underrated. It's a barbecue, but you call it a
Okay.
braai in South Africa. But it's a very special type of barbecue.
Describe.
Well, there's this thing called boerewors. Boerewors, right? It's an Afrikaans word. But it's
We're going
essentially
to learn
just
some
like
new words.
yeah, it's like a sausage, like.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's amazing, and just going on like safari out there. I just don't feel like the rest of the world understands how beautiful it is. When I was just out there, I was like, oh my God, people in London have no idea. Like, you're genuinely in the wild here. So.
But what about the most overrated things?
The most overrated things. I would say God.
God is overrated?
Yeah. But that's
You said it.
I said it. What is the most overrated thing about South Africa? I don't know. Like the beach. I hate the beach. So
Okay.
like the beach. Like
You're here. But now back to London. When you moved to London, was there a cultural clash?
there.
How did it manifest itself?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult because I feel like it's a huge cultural shock. You know,
Yeah.
it's very different, and just the way that people are, and the different
The
speeds
weather.
at which the different speeds at which people grow up, like recreational activities. You know, just everything about this. The life was completely different. But I think I very much wanted to like fully immerse myself and fully. I think I read this quote saying if you want to exist in a new country, you have to die in the motherland. And like that's really
Kind
deep.
of deep, yeah.
Yeah, but I think to a certain degree, I had to like start my life again. And I've just went back to South Africa for the first time in 5 years. So I've just been able to like reconnect, because most people that leave a country like South Africa, come over to the UK or whatever, they go back because they can't fully let go. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was really hard for a long time.
I know that your father's side of the family is from France.
Yes.
What do you think is French in your music?
What is French in my music?
If
I think, I mean, I've got like 2 songs. Well, one song that's out that has French in it. My
French
dad
lyrics?
always used to say to me, he was like, he doesn't have a French accent, he's South African, but he was like, the French people, like if you put French in your music, the French will like accept you as their own. Like the French love French people. And I was like, cool, you never told me how to speak it. But yeah, I want to put like more French in my music, you know. I feel like my dad used to listen to a lot of French music, which is very... My dad had like an eclectic music taste, so it's kind of like I listened to everything. But there was a lot of French music in there, so it inevitably affected me, as does everything that you hear, I think, when you're growing up, you know.
yeah,
Can you name us some artists that you grew up with?
I can't, but I can sing you this one.
Uh-huh.
Je ne t'en pleure, mon amour. Je ne t'en pleure tous les jours. Is that right? I don't
Okay.
even know.
Yeah,
You guys
it's
even know.
This is a
This is
future-
not even France. Like,
this is a
what am
future
I doing?
sample, and I will loop it on the air. Okay.
Do it.
All right. I saw an interview during which you talked about the South African tradition of burying a time capsule at the end of the high school.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so when I finished high school,
But you don't remember what is in it?
No, because it happened when I was in year 8, which
Okay.
I would have been 13 or 14, and you basically just like write letters to yourself, get letters from your friends, put it in there, bury it.
Okay, but if you were to create a time capsule now, what advice would you give to your future self?
Oh, it's so funny because I actually do remember what I put in the last one. I said,
Oh.
don't smoke, don't drink. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's really hard to give yourself advice, because as you grow, you just like know so much more. It's more a thing of like, you get the context and then you can give advice to your younger self. But what I would say is that I hope that my future self has her life together. Do you know what I mean? I've been trying like for so many years to get my life together, and it's still not happened yet. So I'm really hoping that me in the future gets it locked down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we can talk
Okay.
about the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And you can tell us, what are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? I'm very,
For
very...
being here in Romania.
I'm very
of course.
grateful for being here in Romania. I'm very grateful that I get to do the thing that I love as like a job. And I'm very grateful that people keep listening to my music. Most importantly, obviously, just the people that I have in my life, my family, and you know, happiness is the strength and quality of your relationships with other people. So that's what I'm the most grateful for, I think.
By the way, I have a favorite song from your repertoire.
Oh God, what is it?
French word, repertoire.
Repertoire.
That I kept listening to, which I consider a kind of anthem of the current decade. Internet religion.
Internet religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the first song I ever put out.
I know. What
And,
is the story of the song?
The story of the song
It's very
is
fresh now, still,
It's
after 2 years.
It's crazy because it was this amazing thing. I released it during lockdown, which was the time when the internet was like
yeah.
so much. I mean, it's a huge part of everyone's life now, but during that time it was like extensively people were just like only on the internet. But I think I was just like very jaded, like with the way people portray these fake identities on the internet, and we're all comparing our real lives with the best parts of other people's lives, and you know, I just felt like no one's saying it. Like we're just going about our day on the internet. Everyone's editing themselves and showing this like fake life, and we're all just like getting on with it. But like no, that it's very.
It's another mask
Yep.
that you wear.
Exactly.
I'm done saving the world, so take a look at these cool shoes. Take a look at me. All right. Do you like it?
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We should do like another version of Internet Religion where it's like a duet between the two of us.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. I will talk to my agent.
Amazing. My guys will talk to your guys.
All
yeah.
right. Finally, did you get any negative reviews? Does criticism help you in creation process, or does it break you down?
I have had negative reviews,
All right.
and it does. It's difficult, obviously, but I think that criticism in general leads to improvement. And I think that as an artist, you're always trying to get better, and you're trying to really hone your craft and really clarify what it is that your message is and what it is that you're doing. So I think I'm grateful for criticism because, you know, often there's a reason that the criticism is there. But like, unless it's just people being mean, you know what I mean? If it's actual reviews where people are critiquing what you've done, I'm like, cool, like I'll take it on board for sure. I wish I cared less, but it does get in my head, and yeah, I just want to be the best that I can be, you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's real tough. It's real
Let
tough.
them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, baby queen.
Thank you,
And
man.
back to our show now.
Summerwell Special Edition cu Bogdan
și Gilda.
Nu uitați, o